We're very excited to be hosting this global congress in Durban, in KwaZulu-Natal, ICC, from the 10th to the 13th of September, where more than 7,000 participants will be descending, representing government, representing regulators, representing the industry, to come and to this Congress and showcase what is possible, what is coming out in this technological development as we face this fourth industrial revolution. Our governments will be looking at policies and how do they actually encourage investment and facilitate this new development. Our companies will be looking and showcasing new technologies, showcasing new networks, what is called 5G networks, but also showcasing new ways of production, what is called digital production. We are very excited that these companies, South African companies, the African companies, for the first time will have a real opportunity to showcase their capabilities to the whole world. We'll be having these companies, also big companies from global companies, descending in Durban, showing their capabilities of what is coming up in the new form of production. We are also bringing SMMEs, small businesses, so that they can participate because they are the greatest innovators. They are able to innovate quickly and adjust to the new realities. We'll be supporting some of them. We've had a process at a national level where we've been screening them and supporting those now we've been selected to go and participate representing the country at that global level. Just to mention that last year, when we had similar conference in Busan in South Korea, one of the greatest achievers was a young South African who was looking at the data analytics and artificial intelligence in mining in order to improve the safety of mining in South Africa. Of course, already now, some of the South African companies and global companies are using his technology in order to advance themselves and also grow his company. We will be also looking at tourism, promoting our country, that we're open to tourism, promoting investment. There are critical investments we need. We need, yes, factories with the new production modes, but we also need what is called data centers to store all this information which is going to be coming from gadgets and human beings. The data centers are quite critical. They are the next layers after the networks. The innovation centers, we're happy some of the companies are also already investing here in South Africa, in Johannesburg, in Cape Town, and in Durban. Because it's only when you've got these innovation centers that there's a real opportunities for SMMEs to also thrive and grow and be globally competitive as a country. We're very happy that our education system is changing, and things like coding are still now being brought in very early in childhood for our kids to learn so that they can remain globally competitive. Besides these SMMEs, we are also saying that we want to leave legacies. The first legacy, which is very important for us, is the establishment of this Center for Fourth Industrial Revolution or Digital Transformation here in Tshwane. The ITU has agreed that they'll fund this center out of the proceeds of this conference. We're also pleased that the World Economic Forum is also going to contribute to fund this center, as announced by Professor Schwab when he was here and at the invitation of President Cyril Ramaphosa in Johannesburg recently. This center will help our innovators and young producers to do the testing and conformity testing and standards that the things they produce, they meet international standards, instead of transporting them to Silicon Valley or China and other countries, where sometimes they lose their intellectual property. We are very pleased with this new center that it won't only serve the South African, but it will serve the whole continent. Youngsters from all over the continent will be able to utilize that center. So that's a lasting legacy in the name of former President Mandela, who are living after this conference. We'll also be renovating the incubation center at the Durban Dubai Trade Port, and also here at the Tshwane Innovation Hub, so that the companies, South African companies and small and business sector can be assisted and be incubated so that they can have successful innovation and production. So those are the key elements. But for the ordinary people, we are also going to be launching the broadband project in a rural town of Impendle, as we have started now to roll out broadband to small and rural areas. So we'll be launching with the Premier of KwaZulu-Natal this project at Impendle, which will bring connectivity, fast connectivity for the people of that area at Impendle. But also the ITU, these ICTs are not just about innovation and other things, but it's also about real life. We'll be launching a project where, in response to the crime situation which we're experiencing last year in northern KwaZulu-Natal, where cars were being stolen across our borders, but now we've worked with our regulator and companies and put efficient networks there so that our trackers for the cars can work and they can be found before they cross the borders. So those are the things for the real people in South Africa, for the ordinary people, that they feel part of this advancing which is brought by this revolution. We are very excited that many African countries, they've confirmed, because the attendance were supported by the AU Commission. They are really pushing for the success of this conference in South Africa. We are also having good responses from our BRICS partners, from companies across the world. And in this respect, really would like to welcome every participant to come and descend to Durban so that we can share knowledge and expertise about what is coming out in the future as we move into this new phase or era of digital production. I thank you very much.